Hi, I'm Colleen Pearl the Cool Crone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a viewer's request. I've been asked to look at Ariana Grande and Dalton Gomez and find out when they're going to have a baby. Initially, we're seeing that she's following the rules. She has it in her mind that there are rules about what you do with this. You date somebody, they dated for over a year, a little over a year, and then you get married. And I'm sure they agreed to get married right around the 1 year mark of their relationship, right? And then they had to plan the wedding, etc. But the Hierophant says that she is following the rules. These are the rules that probably in her family make sense. You know, you get to know someone, you date them. If everything goes well, you get married, you settle down, and probably you have babies. But here we have the Ace of Pentacles. And Pentacles, they are the body, but they are money and transactions too. So it could be that she's got a new project going on that she doesn't want to interrupt, and that could be holding her up from doing that. And then, because here we have the Queen of Chalices or the Queen of Cups, and that's her. That's Ariana. So she is calling the shots. She's the queen. She's the one calling the shots in this. And I didn't show you these two cards. This is the Ace of Pentacles, and this is the Hierophant. And so I think that Ariana is kind of putting the brakes on having a baby. Now, in the past is the Seven of Swords. This is somebody getting away with something, and she may be the one getting away with something. My viewer may be right. She may have really talked him into getting married. Although astrologically they're quite well suited for partnership, business partnership actually. So Two of Swords, she has decisions to make. She has decisions to make, and she needs to look into where she's going in her career. She's at a point in her life now. She's 28, so she'll be coming into her Saturn return this year, this end of this year, just barely eking into it. So she's 27, 28 years old. So she may think she's too young at this point, and she may be hoping that somebody will make the decision for her to just say, oh, you're so young, you can have a baby next decade. You can have a baby when you're in your 30s. Because then we have Temperance. And Temperance is saying, slow down, take the middle of the road. Don't jump in too fast. And also, it may be members of her family who are just saying, are you sure? Are you sure? Because when you have kids, you're really locked in. Then you're locked into the marriage, you're locked into the relationship with this person for the rest of your life if you have kids with them. So let's look at these four cards. We've got the Emperor, and the Emperor is in the position for her fears. So she worries about going against the grain. She worries about not following the rules and about stepping out of line. So apparently in her family, it's fairly structured about what kind of rules you have to follow. Then what others around her think is the Eight of Swords, and this is the one where usually it's somebody who's wrapped up or bound in some way, or they've got the swords all around them in some way. So she has to let herself go. She has to let herself out of the situation. And what people are thinking is that she likes the situation. She wants to be in the marriage, committed. That's the binding, the legal binding, is that now she's committed to being in the marriage, right? And she likes that, but I don't know if she wants to actually start having kids. And then we have for her hopes, her hopes are the Hermit. So I'm wondering if already the marriage is starting to not live up to what she wanted it to be. I'm wondering if in the marriage she's feeling a little bit like, this isn't quite the way I thought it was going to be. And then we have the Nine of Wands. in this deck, the Nine of Wands is quite different than in the Rider-Waite deck. And in this deck, this is saying that you need advice because you're facing adversity. So she has laid her bed, right? She has gotten this man to marry her. The expectation is that, well, you have kids once you get married. They are fairly young. They're not too old to have, I mean, they're not too young to have kids. Obviously, they could have kids, but they are kind of young. So let's put some clarifiers on here. Let's look at this thing, the Ace of Pentacles. Why is that standing in the way? Is that saying that she doesn't want to ruin her body by having a pregnancy? She's afraid that she will, not recover quick enough, or she doesn't want to interrupt her career, or what's the reasoning behind? Because I think it's her. I think she doesn't want to have children. Now, he may also be holding back because I think he's just a more cautious individual in general, especially when it comes to their relationship. He has Saturn in the 7th house. So let's see. Why is she holding back? Whoops. No, I'm not taking that then, am I? Okay. All right. So we're taking this. All right. So the mice. So I think she's worried about hanging on to her status as a #1 singer, and she's worried that if she stops, somebody's going to come along and take her place. So she's not very excited about the idea of not being in the know. And I know that this couple is very, very private. They kept their marriage very, very private, and you only see social media about them when they want you to see it. So they're pretty good at keeping things away from the photo lens. Now let's look at, we know what this is, but the Two of Swords making the decision. Temperance. I'm concerned about the Emperor. Let's look at the Emperor. And that comes up with a lucky card. Flowers in cloverleaf. Happiness surmounted over grief. Bits of luck and fortune await. You have the potential to make life great. So this is saying that if she is breaking the rules and she is going against what family values dictate in her family at large, that she's going to be okay, that they're not going to be worried about her not having a baby. And then let's look at the Eight of Swords. Why is she worried about that? Oh, ring to the right. Your love is alive. It will ever be bright and continue to thrive. Okay, good. Ring to the left. The troubles begin. Your heart will be cleft and filled with chagrin. Well, yeah, what I was worried about before is she feeling like the marriage is not exactly what she wanted it to be. Let's look at for the Hermit, and we have the Fox. The fox is sly, a friend is too. Someone may try to deceive you. With wily glances, the Reynard snaps, evade deception and beware all traps. So I do think that something has gone wrong in the marriage, that they're not really, and then the final outcome is a letter. So that could be divorce papers even. I gotta tell you that astrologically, when I looked at this pair, I didn't get a good feeling from their astrology together. What I got was the feeling that these two would be brilliant business partners, that together they could build an empire that would be like Antony and Cleopatra. I mean, a big empire they could build. But I didn't get kids, and I didn't get warm and fuzzy romance. So I think that I don't think they're going to have kids. And I don't even think the marriage is going to last that long. And I'm sorry to say that, because she, really sweet person, and she had a beautiful wedding and everything, but maybe that's more what she wanted. I think she's a Libra rising, right? No, she's a Capricorn rising. Her moon's in Libra. That's where I got the Libra. Her moon's in Libra. So that Libra moon really wanted to have a beautiful wedding, and she got it. And Capricorn rising, that would explain the Ace of Pentacles being the obstacle to her just going down the normal path of having kids after you get married. So that's what I have about Ariana Grande and Dalton Gomez as far as them having a baby. I'm saying no. And I'm also saying that it doesn't look like the marriage is going to survive very long either. All right. So I wanted to come back here real quick and do a pendulum reading on Ariana and